What's going on, chess friends? It's Rafi. Today we have a game against Boro Ramiz, and he's playing this style of chess, like kind of like almost like a hedgehog system, where he's playing d6, c6, and against this, we're just gonna simply take up the center. Why not? I could trade here on e5, takes, queen takes, king takes, but I feel like that's just not enough compensation. He's gonna have a very easy draw in this kind of positions, become very draw, or sometimes even better for black. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to push for an advantage with d5, try and take away the c6 square from his knight. So now this knight cannot develop normally on c6 and come to d5 as easily, which is great. So here, so the situation is kind of locked up. So I'm thinking maybe I can try moves like f3, followed by bishop here, maybe something like that. Common idea for black in these kind of positions is to play knight, bishop e7 and bishop g5 and trade off this bad bishop for this good bishop. So we do have to watch out for that kind of thing. But f3 just doesn't seem like it's very good here. So I'm just gonna play a normal move, knights to f3. You'll probably play bishop g4, knight here, something like that. Now we will develop our bishop. Let's see if there's any tactics. No tactics, no checks. Always check for any kind of checks. As they say, always check for checks because it could be mate. Queen b3 is an option, hitting b7, but he just has simple move like queen here.
Shit,
So I'm gonna play a
let's hear it.
normal looking move, bishop e2. Let's go ahead and ask this bishop where he wants to go first with h3. So he chooses to go back this way. Now we're gonna go ahead and castle up. Is there any tactics here? Knight e5, bishop takes. No tactics at the moment, so let's go ahead and castle. He played this to stop me from playing bishop g5, pinning this knight. So he's going for an immediate attack all out. He's going to play g4, try to crush me on this side of the board. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm just calculating a couple of things here. Knight c3, g4, I take, he takes. He wants to play queen h4, checkmate me here, basically. So king is in the center and everything is locked up in the center. So we need to somehow attack him. Anytime there is an attack on the wing, on the flank, remember, whenever your opponent is attacking you on the flank, you want to counter strike in the center. So if he's going to attack me on this side, I need to strike the center somehow. So that's why I'm calculating and contemplating how can I break open this center for him very quickly while the king is still stuck here in the center. Because he's not going to castle kings at any time soon, probably. He might play bishop here, knight here, castle, maybe. It's possible. We could expand on the queen side here, a3 and b4. That's one idea for sure. Well, let's go ahead and get the knights out first. Let's just first get our pieces out. He goes right for the throat immediately with this g4. We're going to go ahead and capture first. Now he wants to push this all over here. Good thing is he does not have anything developed. Look at this. He's attacking me. Great. He's got one piece developed. That's it. Got 1, 2, 3 developed. King castled. So, if you're gonna attack like that, I mean, you really need to have some pieces out so you can attack with them, really, right? So I'm saying all this, but let's prove it. Let's prove that this doesn't work. So all this calculating sacrifices and move like that, discovery, any type of discovery we can do. Takes, check. There's nothing there. Bishop b3 seems logical, just getting another piece out and trying to prepare for a3 and b4 soon, or rook b1, a3, b4, trying to crack at this pawn right here. So that should be logical, but definitely he's going to play that. I'm just kind of worried about this type of thing quickly building up, but I don't think he has much here in this position. So let's continue just playing solid, logical chess. Let's get him a piece out. I always try to play like very, very logical, rational, principled moves. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces out, and I'm castled. He's got one piece out so far, and he's still pushing pawns. That can't be good. Cannot be good. So now I'm thinking rook b1 and b4 is a move. a3 and b4 is also a move. If this pawn ever gets here, I can play g3. If he checks, I go here. Or even h2. If he checks, yeah, king here is probably fine. I'm not too worried about this h-pawn. What is he gonna do? Checkmate me with the rook? So now I'm thinking a3 and b4 make maybe the best options here. We need to strike at this pawn for sure. So let's go for it.
That again.
So we could play knight g5, of course, and trade the bishops and improve my queen. Definitely an option. Knight g5, bishop e2. Knight g5, bishop e2, queen e2. Seems very logical. If h3, then g3. And what's the problem here? Nothing. Although he will play bishop h6, which will hit my knight. Knight g5, bishop e2, queen e2. Bishop h6. I will need to retreat my knight in that position potentially. So that's the reason why I'm not sure if I want to play that. Or do I just want to go straight for the queen side here? Because ultimately, again, like I said, he's not really threatening much here. h3, g3, h2, king h1. There's really nothing else. Bishop f3, bishop f3, and that's it. There's no files to be opened up here. So I think we should aggressively just attack and break open the center now. I'm sure he'll probably play b6 or something. And if he takes the pawn, that's great for us. We're going to crack everything open with c5 next. And once this center falls apart, then the entire game will fall apart for black because he has not developed any pieces. So b6 came on the board as expected. One option here is to take on c5 and then play rook b1 and rook b7 next, trying to take advantage of that 7th rank. Or play rook b1 first and then take. We could also give it check, queen a4 check, but he's just going to develop a piece knight d7, maybe something like that. I'm thinking we need to attack on the queen side. Let's go ahead and open up some files here. If now rook b1, queen a4 is there. I can give a check first, bishop d7, then I can move the queen back. If knight d7, then knight d5 is there. Not really. Actually, I don't want to play that move. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and get the rook active. We're putting a rook on an open file. Can't be that bad. So rook b7 is going to hit this pawn also. Knight g5 is always a threat with a double attack here. If takes here, maybe I have some discovered attack with knight f7 first. Maybe some queen check, and then followed by knight g5 while the rook is still on b7 attacking this. And if takes here, then I take that, hitting the queen. Something like that is possible tactics coming up. Boro Ramiz. Very strong player. Blitz is at 1700. Rapid 1900. Classical 1800. Pretty good player. Has been around for a while. Longer than me, it seems like almost. Okay, so this move came on the board. I was expecting this at some point soon. Now is a good time to develop our queen, actually. If takes queen e3, maybe even potentially f takes e3, but I don't think so. I can take, but why would I help him develop a knight? So let's go ahead and not do that. And upload our queen to the d2. There's a queen of Sheba sitting here next to me. One of the queens of chess. He's a solid 700 USCF. Very solid. Okay, so queen f6 is played. Perfect. He's putting a lot of pressure on f3 because he wants to play h3 and then dislodge my knight on f3. That's basically the idea here. So if that's the case, then how can we distract and thwart this plan is the question here. So there's a move I can immediately play right now to cause a lot of trouble, which is to play knight b5, which makes him move his king. Perhaps you'll have to play a move like king d7. After which I have queen a5 as a potential. I think we should go for this move. So now there's a threat here. My queen is coming here and here also possibly. I do have to watch out for this move always, but I have this move. If he ever takes on e3 at this point, I think I might just take with the f pawn, honestly. Just protecting this guy and opening up this guy. Okay, so now to this move, I was thinking I was going to play queen a5, hitting this knight and making it very uncomfortable for these pieces here. So we can go ahead and go right here immediately right now. So the problem right in Black's position now is that his pieces are becoming uncoordinated, which is one of the problems I was saying earlier, is he hasn't really taken the time to develop all these guys. These are still sitting at home. These were just developed, and now look at the mess of the coordination. This is what happens when you don't develop your pieces. Your opponent gets their pieces out, and now they're actively in the enemy camp, but the black pieces are just not in time to be able to develop or defend everything. And since he messed up his king side so early just by pushing everything, now king can't really castle away either. Let's just say had he wasted, or not wasted one of those pawn moves and played even knight e7, here he would have had castles, which would defend, well, almost everything. Not this knight, I guess. So now he has to come back for a move like that, and that's just not the kind of move you want to play in this kind of positions, right? So already I'm calculating knight c7 check, knight takes, queen takes. It's a possibility for sure. Now he had to undevelop the piece. Look at that. Knight c7, queen c7. Probably just not enough because queen e7 is there. Oh no, it's not. I can play check. Knight c7 takes. My queen is penetrating into the position. I'm threatening this check here. He doesn't have rook b8. He can play queen move somewhere, but I have check. And after bishop blocks, I can take on d6. That's dropping a pawn, hitting this. Well, hitting this, everything. So I think that probably is the next best, or the best way to continue from here right now. I'm just calculating other checks also in the position, like knight d6, queen d6. It doesn't seem to do anything. I think this makes the most sense now. He has to take, and queen takes. The problem is this rook right here is kind of bothered. He might be able to play king f8, actually. I didn't really consider that move. But then I still have queen c6, though. Rook still being hit. So now the threat is this. E7, then check. If bishop d7, this rook hangs. What the heck is going on? What was that? Oh. Okay, so he's going all out. He doesn't really care about that rook at this point anymore. So that's understandable. You know, the position is tricky. Now I have to calculate if check, king moves, I take. He takes. I take this with check as well. King moves to g7. He's gonna have a perpetual if I just simply take here. But I don't have to take on g2. I can just simply move my rook. So I have to calculate and consider,
Can you put up is a good move if you move up? That's better.
yeah, I can also consider just simply playing g3 here. That's definitely a possibility, as the queen suggested.
Please stop calling me that. I'm not queen. So annoying.
If check, king moves, then I take. He takes, rook c1 is one possibility. If he takes, I take. But then he has this queen checkmating idea now. If I play g3 and keep everything blocked up, then he doesn't have any of those possibilities, but he still has bishop g4 at some point. Should I give it check first? Probably. I don't really need to. That rook is not going anywhere anytime soon. I think it makes most sense to just go ahead and just stop and block these lines from getting opened up. Probably makes the most sense. If he checks king h8, king h1, I mean. If then bishop g4, oh, that's a tricky move. I'm hoping he takes this, then I have these pieces to defend this with. Okay, so he played here. I can play one of two moves here. King g2, king h1. Probably king h1 is what I'm thinking. I could also just take this. If I take, he takes, I take. He plays queen h6, threatening checkmate again. There's rook here, but then queen here is there. Hitting a lot of things. If king h1, then takes. He's got some threats. If king takes, this is a discovered check. King h1, bishop g4 is there. You know what? I'm gonna go for this. Let's call the bluff here. Let's just call the bluff. Let's see what he's gonna do. He doesn't have time to take here and play queen h6 because I have check. I just noticed. So again, I have the same kind of threat at this point again, just simply queen c6 and picking up the rook in the corner and picking up the bishop even afterwards, potentially. So if I can survive this H file here, basically, I mean, the game is mine. That's just pretty much what it comes down to. And he's still got two pieces, at least two pieces at home. This rook is doing nothing. This rook is doing, well, I guess it's doing something now, but this knight's not doing anything. Bishop is not doing anything. Rook's not doing anything. And my pieces are somewhat active, definitely active. Queen is active, rook is active, bishop is active, this bishop is active. This bishop can even go here. It would have been perfect if I could have the bishop here, though. That would be a nice check to give right now. So he takes, now I have to calculate, do I give a check first or do I just take here first? I think I should definitely take here first. And open up the attack on the f7 pawn. Oh, there's immediate attack here. I'm sure this move is coming next. But if check, king d8, can I checkmate him? Check here, king d7, check here. He's getting checkmated just about. I don't know if he can survive that. Oh, I can't play queen f8 check because the queen here. But if I trade the queens off, I'm definitely winning the game. I think. I mean, it's not so easy for him. I can give a check here. And give a check here. This check. I might just have to just simply trade off the queens and play this endgame. That's winning, completely winning endgame. Yeah, I can just give a check here now and trade off the queens. Should be winning. Have anything better? Can I just move the knight away? Can I just play rook e2? Actually, this is even better. Why trade queens when you can just checkmate? Sure, he'll take this. If I gave a check, he takes, I take with check. The king e7. The thing is that I mean, it's winning. I mean, I'm up two pawns. I guess I should have just went for that simplest way to win, but I feel like I just have a direct mate here. He played that move. That's just gotta be losing. Give that check first. That's definitely losing. There's no way he's surviving that. Because then comes rook f7 check, followed by bishop g4 check. Bishop g4 check right away is also possible right now. Just give the rook check first. Then the bishop check next. My queen is hanging at the moment, but the rook is hanging as well. Oh gosh, no. Oh wait, never mind. I thought for a second queen g4 works. It doesn't work. I have queen e7 check. He can't take it. Whoa, that was scary. I thought for a second he could just take this, and my queen is hanging. But no, I have this. Or I can take the rook too, I guess, in that scenario. He pretty much doesn't have any options here. I mean, he has to play king e7, c7, then I just take this with check. He has to play bishop d7, then everything is dropping and it's checkmate. So he went for that, but it's just too late. That's mate.
Done.
So, look at it real quick. I think overall this was solid. I don't really see any specific big, huge mistakes here. But we'll run the computer analysis anyway just to see. Yeah, d6. I don't know about c6. Just doesn't seem like it's a very ideal move, right? Like, why would you not be able to grab, consider grabbing the center quickly and getting the bishop here? Like, I wouldn't d6 here. This seems kind of passive. e4, just grabbing the center, why not? e5. And I just continued grabbing more space. So d5, knight f3. Plays h6, which I thought was kind of strange. Like, why? Why defend against bishop g5? It's not really much of a threat right now. Kind of waste a move. Really, he should be getting his pieces out. Knight e7, I mean, knight f6, bishop e7, knight d7. These are the moves he should consider. So I commit to h3 right away to ask the bishop question. Bishop goes this way. Apparently, I could have went for g4 and been hyper aggressive, but I went more normal with this. And yeah, I was considering b4 many times in these positions. b4, queen a4 check, and then queen takes b4. Just trying to immediately mess up his queenside pawn structure. Knight c3, g4 right away. And I went ahead and took this. Computer is really loving knight h2 here, which is interesting. Because he can't take it, it's pinned in a very interesting way. But this is still much better for me. I have so many pieces out. And he continues wasting time with moves like h5, which is simply, just too slow, too slow. You need to get your pieces out in the opening phase of the game. So now I think maybe my move was too slow with a3 and b4. Maybe I had more immediate ways to attack the king right away because it's still in the center. Knight G5, Bishop E2, Queen E2, Knight D7 is what Peter is suggesting. I played A3 and I lost. It's like all my advantage. Here again, I had the opportunity to play this Knight G5. But I really wasn't sold on that idea for some reason this early in the game. I took. Then I put rook on the open file. And then, yeah, just simply defending the bishop. Computer suggesting knight h2. Queen d2 now it's saying is better. Yeah, queen d2 is fine. It's more human move. Now again, knight h2. It wants to break that pin right away. But I like my move though. I went for a very aggressive move here. Look at the moves. Like knight b5 is the second choice. It's a very strong move, I think. It just immediately poses so many questions to black right away. Now he ended up playing a move like that, to which obviously I had my great response with the queen move. Queen a5. Bishop had to come back, but now he's just undeveloping all of his little bit of development that he had. And now I went all straight for the queenside penetration with knight c7, check, check, or takes, queen takes. Now the threat is queen c6, and he just went all crazy here with h3. So I decided to keep the lines closed here with g3, but queen c6 check would have many things work here actually, because he doesn't really have any direct, immediate like checkmating attack just yet. So g3, and now I was thinking he might move the king. He went straight for that. I took with the knight. He took. I took back. Now here, he just let go of the f7 completely. So I think that's just kind of risky. Had he played queen e7, I probably would have played queen c6, queen g7, queen a8. Would have been probably how that would continue, which is still winning for me. But after this, I think it just lost. Oh, now, yeah. So I was calculating this queen f8, which is basically winning because I'm up 2 pawns. But the move I played is actually very strong as well. It maintains the tension and the attack. So just here. Although I will definitely say I did not consider knight e7, which really gets all of his pieces out and complicates the matter a lot. I definitely missed that move. But he missed that as well, and it's just lost after this. So there you go. There you have it. A quick 15-minute game against a very strong opponent on Lichess, Boro AI Rummies. 1900 rated player. And yeah, we will continue doing some more sessions like this, live sessions, just to kind of talk about my thought process. So, any of you guys that are up and coming, want to understand how, a player of my strength thinks through these positions, you can definitely try to see, my thought process behind it and see if you can align yours with how I think in chess. So stay tuned, and I will be sharing more of these videos. Rafi Chowdhury signing out.